Hey guys, now before you get started, no, this is not going to be your typical kind of video. Well, kind of is, but it's kind of not. Instead of focusing on a game collection thingy, which I'll probably do at the end of the year, I thought, well, if you guys haven't noticed, as of late, I've been hinting at a little bit of things. I've been hinting at a little bit of my music tastes. And I thought, well, I have a vinyl collection. So why not do a better thing? Why do a better thing? I could just show it off. I'm just going to show it off. That did not make any sense, but I think you guys got the point. So what am I going to be doing today? I'm going to be showing off my vinyl single collection and my LP collection. Now, I'm probably going to do them in separate parts because my LP collection is a lot bigger. Not much, but it's notably bigger. Still sizable as is. Anyway, without further ado, it's almost a minute in. I should really shut up and get to the stuff. First single is In Love Dying, I'm Beside You, single number 6. Now, this is off the I'm Beside You, pretty much I'm Beside You B-sides compilation from the 2011 Red Hot Chili Peppers album, I'm With You. And I really like this song. This is such a, it's one song set on two sides, and the second side is played from the inwards. So instead of it going down like that, it plays up like this, which I actually kind of find is really cool. And yeah, it's in a part of a series, I think, that consists of 9, I think? I'm not 100% sure. But it's my favourite song of I'm Beside You because it's just so trippy. It's such a really laid-back, trippy song. And there's a lyric on the back. And it's just a nice song. It's a really kind of relaxing, kind of spacey, spaced-out song. And I really like it. The singles are pretty cheap too, and I plan to collect all of them one day. They're like $5 a pop. So honestly, it's not like it's going to be a big investment. I'll probably be able to get all of them for about $30. And am I complaining? No. Anyway, next single on this list is, you probably guessed it by now, another Red Hot Chili Peppers single. Except this time it's actually off one of my favourite songs of all time, Desecration Smile. It's a picture disc vinyl, and there's a plastic insert here that stops around about there, meaning I can't play the vinyl past that point, otherwise the record player itself will just stop. That's not necessarily a bad thing because, you know, picture discs are supposed to be shown, not played, really. But nonetheless, I got this pretty bloody cheap, all things considered, and it's one of my favourite songs of all time, and I love the artwork. The artwork looks great. And the B-side, too, is another one of my favourite songs of all time, except it's a live version. But still, hey, the Chili Peppers do a pretty good live shows. Back in 2006. Now they're not so much as good, but they're still pretty damn good, all things considered. But I really like the artwork, and I paid $10 for it, so honestly, I'm not complaining. This is a great single, and yeah, all I have to say about that one. Next on this list is a bit of an older single, and therefore the packaging is in a bit shittier condition. This is not really mine, this is my brother's, but it's in my room, so I may as well show it off. Derek and the Dominoes Layla single with Bell Bottom Blues as its B-side. I don't mind Eric Clapton. I'm not a huge fan of him, but I like Eric Clapton. I like some of his stuff, especially the Derek and the Domino stuff. I like that one album they did. I think they did one album, did they? Or they did two? I think they did one. Anyway, and this is the Layla single through Polydor. And I really like the song Layla. I'm kind of surprised they managed to fit it on a single length thing, because doesn't the song go for like 8 minutes or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, still a great song, and picked it up for like $3, so can't complain. Next record is a Jimi Hendrix single, Voodoo Chili, with Hey Joe and All Along the Watchtower. And I really cannot complain. Again, this is another really good single. Again, though, I have to put a specific, I can't remember what the name of it is, but I have to place something there so it actually plays properly, because there's no, you know, there's no slot. Instead, it's just a big, wide, gaping hole. Anyway, I like Jimi Hendrix stuff. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his guitar work and all his, you know, some of his stuff, but there's a lot of songs I can instantly remember, and I go, yeah, this is some solid shit, and I can often just kind of not relate to it, but I often just listen to it, and I have a good time listening to it. I don't like say like, oh no, it's Jimi Hendrix, skip, like a lot of people I know do, but you know, it's a good start, good song. Can't complain. Picked it up for, again, a couple of dollars, so I'm just gonna move a few singles over. I've left one on the ground here. God damn it! God damn you, plastic folders, go away. I hate plastic folders. Anyway, second last single on this list is Substitute by The Who. Now, I kind of am, kind of not really a big fan of The Who. Like, there's some songs I like, and I like Tommy and Quadra, whatever that album. I can't remember. I haven't listened to it in 2 years, nearly 3 years now. It's been a long time. But I really like that single, and I really like that album, and this Substitute is a good song, and I don't know what this is, the Who Orchestra. So this must be a late 70s. This might be later on in the band's catalog. I'm not 100% sure though. See, I paid $5 for it. Again, it's been a long while since I listened to The Who, so unfortunately I don't know too much about it. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me about that. I don't know. Anyway, last single on this list is Nirvana's Penny Royalty single. Now, again, I know a lot of people who are pretty devout Nirvana fans. Quite a few people I know are devout Nirvana fans. I'm not really a devout Nirvana fan, but I can really get behind their music. I really like In Utero though, so that's part of the reason why I bought this, because In Utero is one of my favorite albums from, actually is my favorite album from, no question. Incesticide's the second favorite, but you know, In Utero kind of tops that. But there's the stuff here. Supposedly this was supposed to come out in 1994, but was cancelled because, well, we all know who was the frontman of Nirvana. Yeah, he kind of died, and via loaded means. I should not be morbid. That was all, they recalled it, and they did a record store day print in 2014, and it happened to be that the record store which is now closed, sadly, because there was a reasonably old guy running it. Really cool shop too. I love going there. My brother did more than me, but I still like going there from time to time. Anyway, he happened to have one here for about 14, so I just picked it up and thought, well, why not? It's a good song, Penny Royalty. Can't really complain. That's basically the single side of things. I'll be back very shortly with the LPs. Alrighty, and here's where the LP side of things begin. So yeah, we're 6 minutes in. I was expecting this to be a shorter video, but anyway, let's get straight into the records. Alright, Lou Reed's Transformer. Now, I'm more of a Velvet Underground fan than I am Lou Reed's solo career, but this record has a lot of standout songs on it. It's got some listen to it start to finish and was mesmerized. I think this is an original press. I can't quite tell. I'm not very good with that whole. I mean, I'm good with the Chili Peppers vinyl records, but I'm not so good with other artists. But I do like this record quite a bit, and you know what? I think that and Berlin, they're two of Lou Reed's best starting records to get into. If you want to get into Lou Reed's music, this and Berlin are the best to get into, basically. It's all I have to say, because I haven't listened to it in a little while. Should probably listen to it again. Anyway, next record on this list is actually one I have listened to very recently, is The Velvet Underground and Nico by The Velvet Underground. And it has that famous, the cover that everyone totally knows. No, the banana's not peelable, but despite that, it says it's an original Verb label up on the top here. Special low price too in the lower corner here. But my god, this record is just this record's great. I don't like it as much as the next record I'm going to show, but it's a very mesmerizing trip. It's just something about it. The songs can get a little repetitive at times. Some songs on the second half, like pretty much from There She Goes Again till the Black Angel's Death song. But the first side of this is pretty much hit after hit, and the second half is still quite strong. Honestly, I'm not complaining about it. It's still pretty damn solid. I don't think this is an original Verb label, though, because this says remastered in the top corner here. Unless a Verb did a reissue in the mid-80s. I don't know. Anyway, next record on this list is quite possibly one of my favorite albums of all time. Probably in the top 5. Velvet Underground's White Light, White Heat. This was the first Velvet Underground record I listened to, and I listened to it in August 2014, so a little over 2 years ago now. And my god, I listened to it. I literally listened to the whole thing, start to finish, without pauses. Something just captivated me about this record, and every single song is just, I can't quite describe it. It's got its weird charm to it. White Light, White Heat. I remember first listening to White Light, White Heat and thinking, okay, this sounds a little bit different, because back then I didn't like 60s music all that much. I found the production a little weird, says the person who likes, have you heard the production on this record? It's very, very rough. And that's part of why I love it so much. It's because it basically tore a new hole into the expectations I had of 60s music at the time. And this was back in 2014, so this is 50 years after. But I absolutely adore this record. This record's hands down one of my all-time favorite records. And it's reasonably accessible, with the sheer exception of Sister Ray, which is 17 minutes long. But mind you, the Sister Ray has the distinction of being one of the only 15-minute plus songs I listen to start to finish on first listen. That should say something about how much I love this record. Not entirely, but it's my most played vinyl record, so absolutely love this record. I love talking about it too. It's just so goddamn good. Anyway, next record on this list is probably a top 10 favorite, actually. Funkadelic, Standing on the Verge of Getting It On. I have very fond memories of this record. It's really, I don't know, Parliament Funkadelic is just, I started listening to him properly this year, and I really regret not listening to him earlier. This record here, in particular, is just, oh my god. So many damn good songs, and I love the artwork too. George Clinton is so cool. I love the dude, and he's also responsible for another one of my favorite records later on in this video. Haven't got much else to say about it because it's more personal stuff. And there goes my phone. The camera just shook. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I love this record. If you want to get into Parliament Funkadelic, or you're interested in funk music in general, I reckon this is a great starting point. Alright, next record on this list is Pink Floyd Relics. Now, I haven't listened to Pink Floyd in a long time, but I do have very, very fond memories of just listening to their early stuff. I love the Syd Barrett era of Pink Floyd. I don't particularly like The Dark Side of the Moon onwards. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't know. I mean, look, they're great records for the time, and they hold up brilliantly now. But I get a lot more out of the earlier stuff. And this is all earlier stuff. So, yeah. Hell yeah. I love this. I mean, it starts off with Arnold Lane and ends with Bike, so I'm honestly not complaining. I mean, I love the first album, and what was it? Pied Piper at the Gates of Dawn and The Saucer Full of Secrets. Those two records were the best, in my opinion. Best Pink Floyd records. Just because they're so weird. And the lyrical themes are just, I don't know, something very accessible and very memorable about them. Anyway, next record on this list is U2's The Unforgettable Fire. This is more my brother's record, actually. I don't listen to a lot of U2, but I like a lot of 90s U2, to be honest. Pop is one of my favorite, because you can't even see the text on the back here. It's just this red. It's actually a lot darker red, but the camera light is making it pop up as more of a cherry red, when actually this is more of a burgundy red. But yeah, I like the record. Let me just check what the track listing for it is, actually, because I can barely read it. Oh, yeah, okay, this has Pride in the Name of Love on it. Okay, yeah, actually, you know what? No, this is a very solid record. I should have realized. I'm a complete idiot for not realizing that that song was on this record. That just goes to show how stupid I am with music at times, despite how much I love it. But yeah, one of my lesser favorite U2 records despite that. But you know what? That's kind of not saying much, because I love all the U2 records. Next on this is actually a single, but it's actually in a it's in a full case for some reason. Tame Impala's Mind Mischief single. Now I don't know where the font is for this, but there we go. It's just pretty much all Mind Mischief. But my God, I should really listen to this stuff, because Lonerism by Tame Impala was a hit after hit. Some reason I could just listen to all the songs on the record and not get bored and not skip. And in my opinion, an album can do that is a great album. And this was one of them. But this is a single, and I love the cover art for this too. The cover art looks just really, really trippy. Like if you saw this on acid or something like that, you'd just be busy staring at it for hours. Anyway, I don't have much else to say about that one, because it's just a single. But here we go. Next record is oh, I wonder what this one is. Oh, I wonder what that band is. Oh, you haven't heard of that? I've kind of mentioned them before. Again, probably, I don't know where I'd list this in my favorite Chili Peppers albums. I love all of them. I love some of them more than others. But my favorite three would have to be One Hot Minute, Stadium Arcadium, and Freaky Styley. Mother's Milk would probably around about 5th or 6th. But Mother's Milk it's such a damn good rock out album. If you just want to listen to something and feel fucking great listening to it, this is just a great record for it. A lot of people would say the Uplift Mofo Party Plan's a lot more rocking. Well, actually, between the two, they're pretty similar in the rocking spec, really. But this is the debut record that featured... Well, this is the record that debuted then new guitarist John Frusciante. So it pretty much started what a lot of people know the Chili Peppers by, John Frusciante's work. So, yeah. Next record, I did say that there was something by George Clinton on here, and here it is. Yeah, I love this record so much. It's I don't know. I think it was Flea who put it. It was too black for funk, and it was too punk, or it didn't. I don't know. He said something. He said something regarding it being too obscure to appeal to both the punk and funk audiences. But in my opinion, it blends the two quite nicely, and in my opinion, it's just got so much great songs on there. I love listening to the record. It's an adventure. It's an adventure in feeling hyperactive as fuck, and I love it start to finish. I play this. I play this from start to finish, and I don't regret it at all. That's all I have to say. Second last record on this list is another Chili Peppers record. This is the last one, though. I want to get One Hot Minute, but here's Californication. Sadly, with Californication, though, it has skipping, so I've got to fix that. I don't know how I'm going to. But nonetheless, this record has a lot of heartfelt songs that have a lot of personal meaning to me. And again, this is another one of those records where I can just listen to it start to finish. All these songs on here are just, I mean, songs like Purple Stain, Savior, This Velvet Glove, Emet Remus, Easily. In my opinion, they're all underperformed songs. They don't touch on those songs very regularly. And they should, especially This Velvet Glove. That is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's just, oh my god, such a beautiful song. Anyway, the whole record is just a triumphant return to form because they were pretty much going to break up at that point. I think if John didn't join back, and thank God he did because this came out. Everyone knows the Chili Peppers for this record. Either that or Stadium Arcadium. Last record on this Last record on this video is Black River Motorcycle Club's How. I am a massive BRMC fan. I might have made a few small hints when I first started my channel that I was a BRMC fan. And then in 2015, late 2014, 2015, and this year, I was a Chili Peppers fan. And I've kind of been dividing between two. I kind of go between a lot of those bands. And lately, I've been listening to a lot of BRMC lately. And How was the first vinyl record I bought. Because I love How. How's a beautiful record. And it's just very emotional. Tugs on a lot of nostalgia strings for me. Because I remember listening to it a lot. Several years ago now. And, yeah. It's just, yeah, it's a double LP. There's two vinyl sides here. And it's a massive record. It's a long record too, and it's so beautiful. Peter Hayes' solo stuff on here is, in my opinion, the standout stuff. And Weight of the World and that kind of thing. It's just, I don't know, it's just so many songs on this record that make me go, oh, I remember that. I'm kind of going on a little bit here, but there's a lot of nostalgia associated with these records, and that's a lot of the reason why I love the Black River Motorcycle Club, Chili Peppers, Velvet Underground so much, because there's a lot of heartfelt memories and a lot of good memories with those bands too. So that's why they're actually some of my favorite bands of all time. There are other bands I'm really into, especially like other bands like Porno for Pyros, Jane's Addiction, and all that. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say. That's my LPs. Sorry this video wasn't great. I kind of just wanted to get something out regarding my music collection because I know I've hinted at it quite heavily lately, and I wanted to let people know what music I like. I know, and not everyone has different music tastes, and you know what? That's what I love so much about music. It's just a free form of art that everyone can contribute to and express their own opinions through, and I really like it for that reason. I know I'm probably sounding like somebody who deserves to be on the front page of Reddit. I'm very smart, but you know, I've had a lot of emotional ties to music, especially in the past 3 years, and yeah, it's just I'm just glad to be able to have the privilege of listening to music and playing it because I play drums and bass. So. Anyway, guys, if you got to this point in the video, it's been an absolute pleasure doing this video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the content of this video. If you didn't, I'm sorry I couldn't, you know, yeah, sorry. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video. Alright, take care, and I shall see you later.